to call for this additional funding can make an impact, does make an impact, and we would encourage folks to contact your legislators if you want to see that done.
A renewed campaign by the YWCA of Kalamazoo tonight telling people to be the voice of change that they want to see in their community. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on News Channel 3, live at 11. I'm Andy Dominiani.
And I'm Jessica Harthorn. This comes as the organization says it faces an uncertain future with the services it can provide. Among them, emergency housing for victims of sexual and domestic assault.
That's why they're asking for state lawmakers to step in and fill a funding gap left behind by federal budget cuts. But that request comes with a hefty price tag. $75 million.
News Channel 3's Abigail Taylor is live at the YWCA in Kalamazoo tonight, where without this funding, they say services and lives will be lost. Abigail?
Yeah, here at the YWCA Kalamazoo, they say without state support, that Michigan will see an increase in violence, including homicide, because survivors won't be able to get the help that they need. Crisis hotlines, emergency triage, safe housing, life-saving resources for victims of sexual and domestic violence are on the line.
This is a really important need for our community as an organization providing those services to survivors.
According to advocates in Kalamazoo County and all over the state, because of funding freezes by the federal government, now organizations like the YWCA Kalamazoo, one of many members of the Michigan Coalition to End Domestic and Sexual Violence, are pleading for state lawmakers to bridge the gap so they can afford to keep offering services they say save lives. Helping secure that future, Adrienne Zaya. She advocates for survivors through public policy and legislation at the YWCA. The ask is big on a state level, $75 million to be set aside in the state budget.
So $75 million is actually the full need to maintain services in the state of Michigan for domestic and sexual violence survivors.
But to put that into perspective, the YWCA Kalamazoo says last year they alone required nearly $3 million in federal funds.
In 2024, we were serving over 700 individuals of domestic and sexual violence here in Kalamazoo.
And they're just one of many state organizations relying on grants to stay afloat. They say because federal support has been suspended until further notice, this year of the millions they need, they've only been able to receive $853,000.
And that means also closing parts of our staff or programs just to be able to maintain a bare minimum for survivors.
YWCA Kalamazoo says of all the services that they offer, one they're most worried about losing the ability to offer to victims is emergency shelter. Now, what they say you can do if you want to help is to reach out to lawmakers. And I did contact the Speaker of the House, Matt Hall. He's the representative for Kalamazoo County, asking him for comment, but his office said they'll have to get back to us. So we'll share that on our website once we do hear back. Live in Kalamazoo, Abigail Taylor, News Channel.